Warning! The following video will contain content that is not appropriate for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back for another one of my Pokemon Battle Revolution discussion battles. Fuck yeah! I got a fun fucking show planned for you guys today. Fun fucking show indeed. Gonna be roasting some people, gonna be talking about some deep shit. It's gonna be fun, but first, we're gonna start out with roasting people. Now, I want to make it clear, too, like some of my personal policies for going after people. You know, because when people go after me, I like to return the favor, right? You know, like, that's fair in my opinion. You know, when people launch attacks against me, I launch attacks against them. Again, I think that's very fair. Typically, though, I want to make it clear, too. Typically, though, one of my rules, I guess you could say, is that typically speaking, I don't go after YouTubers. I don't go after other YouTubers who have less subscribers than me. Because, first of all, if you have less subscribers than me, I just kind of feel sorry for you, honestly. Like, that's kind of sad if you have less subscribers than me. Because I have, like, I've been YouTubing for, what, a decade now, and I have less than 400 subscribers at the time I'm recording this. I mean, who knows how many I'll have by the time I get around to uploading this shit, but yeah, typically speaking, again, typically speaking, I do not go after YouTubers who have less subscribers than me. However, I do make the exception to that rule when they decide to launch personal attacks against me. Because if you launch an attack against me, anything that I do in retaliation is fair game, in my opinion. You know, so I typically tend to avoid attacking YouTubers who have less subscribers than me if they do nothing to provoke me. You know, if it's simply because I don't like their content or I disagree with their ideas, I'll typically just leave them alone unless they launch a personal attack against me. Then the gloves come off. Everything's fair game, right? And we're going to be talking about one such case today. I'm going to be exposing this person. Not necessarily exposing them, but just calling them out on their stupidity. And the other thing, too, is that normally I would not take the time to do something like this. You know, because it doesn't really bother me that much when people attack me. You know, I don't really give a shit. You know, if people don't like me or don't like my content, that's fine. You know, not everyone in the world is going to like you, you know. In fact, I set out with the knowledge that I figured most people wouldn't like me or my content, and I didn't give a shit. You know, again, like I said, the only reason why I run this fucking YouTube operation in the first place is just because I enjoy playing video games, and I enjoy the process of making videos for you guys and running this YouTube channel. That's literally the only reason why I do what I do. I want to make it abundantly clear. You know, that's why I do what I do, and there's pretty much no other reason. You know, I just like playing video games and running a YouTube channel. I think it's fun, you know, that's why I do it. But again, like I said, I try not to go after smaller YouTubers, but when they launch personal attacks against me, the gloves come off. And again, like I said, normally I wouldn't be taking the time to even discuss this, but I feel like we can all learn something from this. Believe it or not, you can actually learn a lot by observing stupid people. And it sounds stupid, but it is true. You can learn a lot by watching what stupid people do and by watching how they do it. For example, when people try to talk about topics that they don't actually know anything about, a lot of times they end up looking like idiots. You know? And in my case, I talk about topics all the time that I don't know much about, but then again, I don't care if I look like an idiot, you know? Like I've said, I don't really give a fuck. There are very few things that I actually do give a fuck about, but yeah. So, anyway, the only reason why I'm going to be, again, I don't know what you'd call it, exposing this guy, I guess. Not really exposing him, but just calling him out on his bullshit, is because I feel like we can learn something from this particular idiot. So let's just call him a useful idiot. All right, so story time, bitches. Okay, so a while back on this channel, I played a game for the first time called Everspace Stellar. It's a game that's basically like a flight simulator, but like a rogue-like style game, where if you die, you have to start back at the beginning and then try to get as far as you can, and then you die and then start back at the beginning. But you can like upgrade your ship and whatnot, because it's like a flight simulator style game, or a flight combat style game, similar to like the Ace Combat series, or something like Star Fox. So I played that game for the first time a while back. And as you guys know, back then I was trying to get through a lot of games as quickly as I could, because I was kind of working with a limited amount of time. So I had to try to get through as many games as I could. You know, I couldn't afford to miss a recording session. On that particular day when I was recording Everspace Stellar, I was having a really bad allergy day, right? Like, it sucks, but, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes, you know, you take allergy pills and they just don't work well, but, you know, you still do what you can, I guess. I couldn't afford to miss out on the recording session, so despite the fact that, you know, I was having a bad allergy day, you know, my nose was stuffed up as hell, I was having trouble breathing and shit like that, yeah, I still tried to power through as best I could and get that recording session done for you guys, you know, and whatnot. And so I'm going to be honest, I was kind of like, you know, trying to clear my nose a lot during the recording session. You know, I was going like, for example, quite a lot. You know, I was doing that a lot because, again, I was having trouble actually breathing. And in order to continue my wretched existence, I have to, you know, kind of keep breathing. You know, that kind of helps me to exist. So this fucking idiot, right? So in the fourth part of that playthrough, which was the last part that I did on that particular day, and the last part that I've done up until now, again, I fully intend to go back to that game at some point, if nothing else, just to piss this person off. So, you know, this guy, and I'm going to call him out by name, too, by the way. I want to make it abundantly clear. But I also want to make it abundantly clear, too, before I mention this guy's name. I ask that you guys please leave this guy alone, okay? First of all, I don't need any backup. I can handle this guy myself. He's such a little bitch, first of all. Second of all, I don't think he's going to retaliate against me. He'd be an idiot if he did. So, and I can handle it myself because this guy doesn't strike me as particularly intelligent. So, I have no problem, you know, handling this guy on my own. So, first of all. Second of all, I don't believe in dogpiling on people or harassing them. So, ask that you guys please leave this person alone. You know, don't go attacking this person on my behalf. I want to make it abundantly clear that I do not believe in that kind of thing. So, I ask that you guys please leave this person alone before I mention who they are. Because, again, I don't believe in dogpiling on people, especially when they have less subscribers than me. You know, that's kind of a shit thing to do. So I ask that you guys please leave this person alone. But I will mention them by name, because they took the time to launch an attack against me. So, like I said, all is fair in love and war. You fucking started it. You could have just shut your mouth and moved along, but nope. You decided to be an asshole. So, guess who's here to return the favor? The biggest asshole of all, that being me, Multi-Step. Because no one, and I mean no one in this world is a bigger asshole than me. And don't ever fucking forget it. Okay, so this guy who goes by the name of Greg57, specifically spelled GREGGG57, decided to make a comment on one of my Everspace Stellar videos. And here's the first thing. Okay, first thing. People who use 3 letters in a row when spelling their name, I'm sorry, you're fucking stupid. That automatically shreds any credibility that you would have. I'm sorry, it fucking does. You know, it's different if you use two letters, because in certain circumstances that can look kind of cool. You know, when you use two letters in a row, that can look kind of cool in certain circumstances. Like, for example, when you spell Zach, Z-A-K-K, it looks kind of cool. But you add a third K onto the end of that, not so cool. You know, so I'm sorry, but people who use three or more letters in a row when spelling their name, I'm sorry, you're dumb. You instantly shred any credibility that you have. So this guy, according to how he spelled his name, Mr. Greg 57, decided to leave a comment on one of my Everspace Stellar videos. And we're going to dissect this comment, because there's multiple parts to it. And I kind of went over the first part, but I haven't gone over the second part yet. So, his comment reads as follows. Sniffing your nose and swearing, I'm out of here. And that was his comment. That's all he said. So, I want to dissect this comment and expose it for the utter stupidity and hilarity that it is. Okay, so the first part. He was complaining that I was sniffing my nose, right? Doing the thing, because I was trying to clear my nasal passages so that way I could, breathe. Like, sorry, Mr. Greg 57, that I have fucking allergies. That's one of those things called an immutable characteristic that, I'm sorry, I kind of can't do anything about. Like, again, I'm fucking sorry that I was born with allergies. Hell, I'll take it a step fucking further. I'm sorry that I was ever born in the first place, Mr. Greg 57. But if you have a fucking problem with the fact that I have allergies, you take that up with God, not me, you jackass. Just saying. Attacking people for things that are out of their control is a pretty fucking low blow, so I can only assume that you, Mr. Greg 57, are a scumbag. Fuck you. I'm just saying, that's one thing that I personally have tried to avoid in my YouTubing days, is avoiding attacking people for their immutable characteristics. I prefer to attack people based on their actions and their ideas. You know, if I think your idea is stupid or I think your idea is wrong, I'm going to tell you why. But I'm not just going to say, oh, well, you look stupid. Or, oh, you sniff your nose a lot. Or, oh, you sneeze a lot. Or, oh, you cough a lot. Really? So that's just dumb. It does nothing. It does nothing to solve any fucking problems. To attack people for their immutable characteristics. That's just fucking stupid. You want to talk about the issues? Let's talk about the fucking issues. You want to talk ideas? Let's talk fucking ideas. But really? That's the best you got? Oh, multi-step, you sniff your nose a lot. That's gross. Okay. Why don't you tell God to stop fucking, making allergens in the environment? How about you tell Mother Nature to cool it with the fucking allergies, huh? How about you do that, Mr. Greg 57? Because apparently you think you're God. If you're God, then you must be able to make my allergies go away, you jack fucking ass. Really? Again, sorry that I was born with fucking allergies. And I'm sorry that the fucking allergy pills don't always work. That ain't my fucking fault. I had recording sessions that I needed to get done. That happened to be one of them. Sorry that it's such a fucking problem for you that, yeah, I clear my nasal passages occasionally while fucking recording videos so that way I can, breathe. Really? What an idiot. Maybe do your fucking research before you launch an attack against someone? Just a thought, again, launching just ad hominem attacks against people for, you know, again, their immutable characteristics is one of the most scumbag fucking things you can do. One of the absolute most fucking scumbag things you can do. But you know what? Fuck you, Mr. Greg 57. I will carry on despite my ailments. Why? Because unlike you, I'm not a little pussy-ass bitch. Yeah, I have allergies. Yeah, I may have to clear my nasal passages every once in a while because I have trouble breathing sometimes. But you know what? I'm still going to push through that and produce content for my viewers because I actually give a shit about my viewers and about my subscribers. And if that means, yeah, I have to clear my nasal passages sometimes during videos, and it isn't the most attractive sounding thing in the world, yeah, sure, I get it. But sometimes I need to do that so that way I can carry on, you know? So that way I can push through a recording session. Again, sorry that you're so fucking grossed out by it. You're literally grossed out by, hang on, I'll give you an example, by this sound. That's literally it. Just clearing my nasal passages. Sorry, Mr. Greg 57, that's such a fucking problem for you. Now, on to why this guy is a pussy-ass little bitch. So let me explain this one to you guys. So the second part of the comment that he made, he said, sniffing your nose and swearing, I'm out of here, was his exact comment. Here's the thing. During that particular recording session, when I was playing Everspace Stellar, I was not talking about any controversial topics. You know, typically I save that for when I do, you know, my Pokemon Battle Revolution discussion battles, when I discuss more heavy-handed topics, you know, like political shit or philosophical shit, you know. Like, I would be totally, like, you know, more understanding if someone were to be offended by one of my Pokemon Battle Revolution discussion battles. But here's the thing. I didn't even say anything controversial during that particular video, the one that he left the comment on. That's the funny thing. I didn't even say anything controversial. The only thing I did was use a few basic fucking swear words. And if you guys have watched my content before, you know that, guess what? Multi-Step has a bit of a potty mouth. Yeah, I kind of swear like a drunken sailor sometimes. That's kind of my thing. Okay? It's not something I do on purpose. Okay? I grew up around people who swore a lot. And yeah, it's a bad habit. I'll be the first one to admit. But it's not even like I said any words that were that fucking bad. I mean, I just used your basic fucking swear words. It's not like I used any racial slurs or, you know, any fucked up shit like that. I just used basic fucking swear words. Like, out of all the shit that people have been offended by on my YouTube channel, you're really gonna choose to be offended by the fact that I used a few fucking basic swear words? Really? I can only assume that based on the way that this particular person acts, fucking Greg 57, I can only assume that you must be a fucking 10-year-old? Because if you're at all over the age of 13, it must be really embarrassing to be such a fucking pussy. I was using swear words when I was 10 fucking years old. Fucking really? Again, this is the best you got? Oh my god, Multi-Step clears his nasal passages and swears sometimes. What a terrible person. Really? This is the best you got? Wow. Fucking wow. What a little pussy ass motherfucking bitch. Like, if you're under the age of 13, like, okay, Mr. Greg 57, I'll let it slide. You know, if you're under the age of 13. But if you're over the age of 13, how embarrassing for you to be such a fucking pussy! I don't know if I've run into a bigger pussy on YouTube than this guy. Fucking really? Out of all the shit that you're offended by that I do on my YouTube channel, out of all the shit, you're offended by the fact that I use a few fucking basic swear words here and there. Ha! Oh, sorry, Mr. Greg 57. I'm just laughing at the fact that you're a pussy. Oh my god. Seriously though, I'd find it generally amusing that, like, again, out of all the shit that I've done on this YouTube channel, that's what people are offended by? The fact that I use some swear words? Wow. I thought people had more of a fucking spine than that, but apparently they don't. Fucking wow. Again, really, that's what you're offended by. Oh my god, I'm all this stuff using swear words. I'm gonna go cry in a corner because I'm a little pussy-ass bitch. Really, dude? I'm sorry, but frankly, Mr. Greg 57, and here's the deal, he's also made YouTube videos. I went and looked at his channel. He plays specifically that particular game, Everspace Stellar. And here's the thing, he's like an actual YouTuber. He makes videos. And it's funny because last time I checked, I just checked this morning, he's got 5 subscribers. 5 subscribers. Which is hilarious. Now, to be fair, there was a time in my YouTube channel where I also had 5 subscribers, so I understand. I was there once upon a time. But still, dude, here's the thing that I feel like we can learn from this guy. You know, because it's fun to mock him for being a little pussy, don't get me wrong. But again, like I said, I would not be wasting my time on this if I did not think that there was something to learn from this. And I feel like what we can learn from this is that if you are offended that easily, if you cannot handle a few fucking garden variety swear words, you know, like a few basic swear words, if that's all it takes to offend you, then you have no business being anywhere near social media at all. If you are so easily offended, again, by just a few basic swear words, again, it's not like I said anything even remotely controversial or anything. It's not like I was using any racial slurs or any incredibly harsh language. Like, yeah, I was using swear words and shit, but, you know, that's what I do. Like, if you are that offended by the fact that I use a few fucking swear words, quite frankly, not only do you have no business being on social media at all, you have no fucking business being anywhere near the fucking internet. Also, here's the thing, Mr. Greg 57. Here's the thing. It's not my fault that you were too fucking stupid to, oh gee, I don't know, read the description of the video. Particularly the same thing that I put in every description of every video I do, that literally says, warning, in bold fucking letters, by the way, in all capital letters, it says, warning, videos will most likely contain content that is not appropriate for all ages of humans. Not my fucking fault that you're too stupid to read the description of the video. Not my fucking fault. If you're offended, you got no one to blame but yourself. And again, with the whole swearing thing, you know? Again, you know what? Mr. Greg 57, if you're under the age of 13, fine. I'll let it slide. I get it. But again, if you're actually over the age of 13 and you're offended by the fact that I use swear words, again, not even like harsh, like incredibly harsh language. Again, it's not like I was using racial slurs or anything. Just your basic fucking swear words. If you're that fucking offended by me using swear words and you are over the age of 13, a little piece of advice, dude. Don't spend your whole life being a pussy. Because guess what? This is how real people talk in the real fucking world. You ever gone to a fucking sports bar? You ever spent 5 fucking minutes in the real world, dude? Do you ever leave your fucking house? In the real fucking world, this is how people talk. The real world is not a beautiful place where everyone uses the best language. And everyone uses the most intelligent language. Shit like that don't happen in the real fucking world, dude. I talk the same way that real fucking people talk. Why? Because on this channel, I keep it real. That's how I fucking do things. That's how I will fucking do things. And that's the motherfucking way it is. Again, as for mentioned, if I could give you one piece of advice, Mr. Greg 57, don't spend your whole life being a pussy. But again, bottom line, I feel like the real takeaway from this is that if you are so thin-skinned that you can't handle a YouTuber using some fucking swear words, if you are offended that easily, you have no business being anywhere near social media of any kind. You just need to log off and stay logged off. Go live your life and be happy. Okay? Even though, guess what, dude? In the real fucking world, people use swear words. And if you're offended that fucking easily, you need to man up and stop being a pussy. Grow a fucking spine, for fuck's sakes. Again, out of all the shit, it's shocking to me, you know, out of all the shit that I have done on this channel, out of all the fucking shit I have done on this channel, I find it amusing as hell that that is what someone was offended by. Just the fact that I use swear words. It's not even like the ideas that I have or any of that shit. I don't know. Maybe I'll have more of that by the time I get around to uploading this. Because again, I pre-record all my videos like several months in advance before I upload them. So who the hell knows. But again, that's the real takeaway from this. Like I said, I wouldn't have wasted my time attacking this person if I didn't think that we could learn something from it. And again, a typical rule of mine is to never attack someone unless they provoke me. Specifically, you know, launch a personal attack against me. That's typically the line that I said. And this guy decided to attack me, so guess what? This is what you get. The gloves come off. But again, like I said, I also would not have taken the time to discuss this, because again, it didn't really bother me or anything. I just thought this dude was a fucking pussy, honestly. It didn't bother me that he left the comment or anything. I just think, again, that the dude's a fucking pussy. And he has no business being on social media at all, if you're offended that easily. So, again, I wouldn't have taken the time to discuss this if I didn't think that we could learn something from it. And the real takeaway here is that if you are that easily offended, you know, by me using a few fucking swear words, if you're that easily offended, get your ass off of social media immediately. do yourself a favor and get the fuck off of social media. Although I hate to break it to you, despite the fact that you might get off of social media, Mr. Greg 57, this is how people talk in the real fucking world, dude. Real people use fucking swear words. Again, if you've ever been to a fucking sports bar in your life, if you've ever been to any public place in your fucking life, you will hear people use swear words. It's just a fact of life. I'm not saying that it's necessarily right or wrong one way or the other. I'm just saying it's the fucking way it is. So my advice to you, Mr. Greg 57, you need to man the fuck up, grow a fucking spine, or get the fuck off of social media, dude. Because if you're so fucking offended by a few goddamn swear words, by a few basic swear words, if you're that offended by that shit, you need to do yourself a favor and just get the fuck off of social media, dude. It's my advice to you. Feel free to take it or not. I really don't give a shit about you, so I don't really care whether you take my advice or not. Again, my advice too, don't spend your whole life being a fucking pussy, dude. It's my advice. Alright. Well, either way, again, I just figured we could learn something from Mr. Greg 57. What a stupid fucking name. But, yeah. Bottom line, again, I just figured we could all learn something from him. That being that if you can't handle a few swear words, you have no business being on social media. And also, it's not polite and does no one any good to attack someone else's immutable characteristics. Again, yeah, sorry I have allergies and sorry that I fucking swear sometimes, dude. Like, really? There's a lot worse people on the internet than me, dude. If you can't handle the shit that I do, you need to get the fuck off of social media, dude. You really do. Alright. Well, either way, guys, that will do it for that one. So, stay tuned. We got lots more to discuss today. So, yeah, stay tuned for that shit. Coming up next. Until then, peace out.